Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Faulkner Organization would like to thank Trevos, the surrounding communities, and first responders for their support after our dealerships received extensive tornado damage. We'll come back stronger than ever to stand by you as you stand by us today. Be sure.
The 5 o'clock hour is presented by American Express Business, who offers a line of cards to help take your business further. Because with needs like yours, you need a card built for business. Buy American Express. Don't do business without it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business cards.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. 97.5. The Fanatic. Philadelphia. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz? Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Yo, Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Good afternoon, everybody. Bad news in Phillies land, man. Rough news. The Reese out. And that'll be that. I don't see how in the world that there is a way that they could play 12 games over 500 and survive. I just don't see it. I don't see it. We were talking about it today with Andrew and I, that there's no way in the world. Like, if you're going to catch Atlanta, and I said 24-12, that would have to be the Braves would then have to go 500, which I think the Braves play better than 500 ball, and you would have to go 24-12. And while the schedule's pretty weak, without Reese and the pop that he gave you and the balance in the lineup, so that's the other problem, is he gave you good balance in the lineup. So that's that. I mean, listen, you know, you kind of knew it. I mean, once they fell after that win streak and you fall all the way down and you're back to 500, I mean, we got to read on this team. We got to read on just who they are, and that's kind of what it is. Welcome. It's Cuz's Corner. We're live at Parx Casino, Street Road, Ben Salem, our 4for4 casino and sportsbook. That's right. You can bring home the Parx Sportsbook right to you, right to your phone. It's almost football season. Mikey with a great conversation, by the way, about the Eagles and expectations. And it's funny because I understand. See, I agree with Mike, but I understand where people are coming from. And by the way, if you want to bring home that Parx Sportsbook, go to parxcasino.com/PA. Promo code Fanatic. Get a risk-free bet up to $500. Got to be in PA. Got to be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. So, like, I immediately felt bad. So I want to tell you, oftentimes I like to channel my inner 12-year-old Anthony, right, when I do the show, where I like to go, have fun, wide-eyed, optimistic, the whole thing. But I remember one year, I don't know, I was a kid, and I go to my father. My father would say, it's like September, Labor Day, and I can't wait for football season, just like around now. And I would say, and he'd go, all right, what do you think, Dad? What do you think? How many wins? And I would say, they're going to win 10 games, Dad, and they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to go 10-6, win the division. And, remember, that's heyday of the NFC East, when the NFC East was incredible with Dallas and Washington was good. And obviously the Giants with Parcells, like, it was all good. So I'm telling my father, they're going to win 10 games, Dad. And he's like, they ain't winning 10 games. Not with Mary Campbell as the coach, and not winning 10 games. But it was almost like that. So I'm listening to Mike talk about Eagles' expectation, and I'm hearing he's trying to be respectful, right? He's trying to be respectful. And I'm thinking, like, you don't want to be, nobody wants to be a drain, right? Like, if you think the Eagles can win 10 games and win a division, God bless. I don't. And I feel bad because, I want you to be right, and I hope you're right. I just don't think that this is what it is. I also hope that I'm wrong, or at least that Jalen Hurts can play and is the franchise quarterback. I don't know. I got serious doubts about him as the future quarterback, about what they can do and the whole thing. But again, that doesn't mean I'm rooting for him because he's smart and has all the intangibles and he's lovable by all get out, man. Like, the dude's a lovable dude. Like, I want him to do well. I heard a caller call up and go, well, how come you can't say, you can't go, well, he's going to work out? See, listen, guys are wrong all the time. We're wrong all the time. When you look at a guy, like, the reason why you liked Wentz, the reason why you like Simmons is the physical attributes, right? Now, it doesn't mean they can have all the physical attributes in the world and they fail, and a guy like Drew Brees, who's undersized with a good arm, but not blessed with a rocket, can have a Hall of Fame career. I mean, that happens. Joe Montana, stuff conspires where they have Hall of Fame careers, and that's great. Maybe Jalen Hurts is one of these kids that's just a winner, right? Like, I'll say there's definite room that maybe he's such a winner. Because, listen, I listen to him, I watch him compete. Like, I know he's going to be prepared. So he's a smart football player. He's a hard worker. So he's going to prep himself. So I don't have to worry about any of that. How many guys? There was a million guys who were gifted athletically with big arms and could move like him, if not better. But yet they didn't know where they were throwing the ball. They didn't put the work in. I know that Jalen Hurts is going to put the work in. I know that Jalen Hurts is smart enough to run an offense. So he's got those two big check marks that I know are real. Now, can he overcome the physical limitation? That's the key, right? That's the whole key to the thing. I hope. But the reason why that is not happening, that you go, well, you're dubious, is because of the physicality, right? It's all about the physicality. And we'll see if he can overcome, the lack of arm talent, like ridiculous. Like, to play quarterback, to be a top franchise quarterback in the NFL, you got to hit tight windows when you got, missiles flying at you. So we'll see if he can do that, and I hope. I just don't think that this year, with a new coach, a new defensive coordinator, that we should have any grand expectations other than it's the beginning of the story. This year is just the beginning of it. Like, I'm on board. Well, I'm on. Let's build it. Let's see what happens. Let's build the thing. Do it right. And they go 6-10, so be it. 5-11 or 6-11, who cares? Right? Because you're building the thing. That's what this year's about. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I don't want to spoil anything if your expectations are different. But, I think it's kind of more of a practical view. Like, I don't know, Tyler. I think your expectations are probably where mine are.
Yeah, I want questions answered. I don't have any concerns about win-loss record unless they're in crazy outliers like 2 or 10. I just want questions answered. I want to know the questions answered about Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff, get a little bit closer to knowing the answer on Jalen Hurts, get a little bit closer to knowing the answer on Jordan Mailata, get a little bit closer on knowing the answers to the wide receiving group and things like that. So my expectations are how you just laid them out. Growth, development, answer questions, be competitive, kind of like the Carolina Panthers were a season ago, where they were competitive, only won 5 games, but were in almost every game they played. So I'm looking for answers to questions this season.
I mean, that's it. Like, I'm down with the beginning of the story. Right? Like, the beginning of the story is fun. That's cool, the beginning of the story. It's like you're in on something. Like, let's see him grow together. Let's watch Devontae Smith hopefully, blossom into a superstar wide receiver. Right? We talk about Hurts, the defense, Landon Dickerson, all the young dudes, and then, some of wily vets. I don't know. I mean, that's what the whole thing is about, is it's just the beginning of something. That's kind of where I think I'm at, Tyler. And I know you never bought into the Phillies, so you're probably not even the least bit. You're disappointed, but you're not surprised.
Yeah, there's certain disappointment for me for sure, because as a fan, this was something I had high hopes for, was being able to have September baseball that was meaningful, right? It doesn't necessarily have to mean that they were going to be a playoff team, because I don't think I ever felt that they were going to be a playoff team. But the meaningful games would have been nice. And they're starting to trend now with Rhys Hoskins out, Zach Eflin being scratched tonight. You lose 2 of 2 against the Rays. They're starting to trend in that direction where games are starting to quickly become less and less impactful. And that's where I was worried that we'd get to September and these games wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah, dude. I feel you, man. That's the thing you worry about. I hear you. It's a shame. Anyway, all right, listen, I just need to say one thing. We're going to go to the phone lines in a second, 610-632-0975. I promise you, I know you cut the Cousins Corner. We'll give you picks, get you set for college football on Saturday. So we got college football games on Saturday. We got college. It's about to start. I love it. It's a great time. So we'll give you picks for that. Brad Feinberg, our betting analyst, will join us. But, listen, there are times when the real world, interferes with our playground here. And I do need to say, man, our prayers are with those people who perished, our own men and women in the Marines and who perished in Afghanistan. And it's awful. What's going on in that country right now is awful. And I can only say all those people that perished in those bombs, our own military personnel, the innocent Afghans, I just want to just bow ahead, man, say a prayer for those people, because their loved ones, sad. And it's a scary time right now, very scary. And I just had to, I need to say that. All right, let's go to Nikki to get us started. Nikki, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Nick.
Anthony, Pod, what's up, guys? I reiterate everything you said. Thoughts and prayers to all our men and women around the world protecting us. And we love to talk sports. We love to watch sports. We love to yell about sports. A lot of us love to gamble, and all these great freedoms and liberties come because they defend us all over the world.
That's right.
And peace to all their families, and prayers to all their families also.
Horrible. I mean, the footage is devastating. It's
it's tragic.
Makes
I
your
don't want to bring
blood cold. I know. I don't
want to bring this show down, so I'll untactfully.
No, listen, I brought it up. I needed to bring it up.
I know, and I was going to bring it up first too, but you did it, and I'm glad you did. I just felt like I should jump on that too. Look, the Phils are paper tigers, so unfortunately. They're so paper thin that you get an injury here, you get an injury there, you get 10 days off here, 10 days off there from this guy, that guy, and now you have almost a AAA squad out there. Besides Bryce and a couple guys, they're just paper thin, and you can't go 24-12 if the Braves go 500 to win the division with this kind of staff. So it is what it is, and I was just hoping they would get us deeper, closer to kickoff opening day for the Eagles, but it looks like, maybe they'll tread water for a week, but we'll see. Now,
dude. I'm with you. I just don't. It's without Hoskins. I just don't see. I mean, it's hopeless, right? I mean, let's be real.
Well, we saw what happened without Hoskins, without Rice when they went to Cincinnati and when they went out to Arizona, where there's no protection for Bryce, and he's the only guy really hitting that ball hard, and they don't have to pitch to him. And if they do pitch to him all season, worst case scenario is there's nobody on base, so you're giving up one run. So it's hard to do that over 162 games. It's talking about statistics and analytics. It just mathematically doesn't work out. Eventually, a 500 team plays 500 because the talent's not there, not because they underachieve. Over 162, you level off the curve. So with this Eagles thing, though, I want to transition to this. I don't understand, and I'm in my 50s now, and I started listening to talk radio years ago when I was a kid, young. And I just don't understand how Philadelphia fans don't recognize, and we know this, you can't be a Super Bowl contender every year. We've had a great stretch. We've been spoiled. We went from Andy to Chip that gave us 2 good years and it fell off. And then we jumped from that thinking Chip, the third year of Chip, to Doug. And 18 months later, we're raising the Lombardi Trophy. But you said it for a long period of time that the build was unorthodox. And the rise to the apex, to the peak, was unorthodox. You just shot into the moon and you won the Super Bowl. But the team was also paper thin. It had some impact players, but it didn't have – it's not like Alabama where they have 3 deep at every position. You can't do that in the NFL anyway these days. But that's why I don't understand why fans are so – they get so offended and upset when you go, this is going to be a learning curve year. Why can't we just answer, say, 3 basic questions? Can Sirianni coach? Can Jalen be our quarterback? And do we have enough wide receivers now on this team that we can go draft in other positions? Why can't we just answer 3 simple questions? Not every team strives to get to the AFC and NFC championship. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, listen, I think you're dead right about that. That's exactly what you want answered if you're an Eagles fan. Can the coach, right? Is he professional? Is the quarterback, the answer? Do I got to get one?
Right.
And, you want some of your young players, some of your defense, how you are on defense in the DC.
Yeah, whatever those questions are. And what's funny is last year before we started season, we were like, great, we have the only existing coach in the NFC East. We have the only quarterback that's played before in the NFC East. We've had the only defensive coordinator. And what did that get us?
Yeah.
It got us less than 8 wins.
Yeah.
So why do you expect a new quarterback with a new coach, with a new system, with a whole new look on the NFL, they'll have to dominate the East? And when you say that to people, they look at you like you're a Dallas fan.
No, I hear you, brother. It's peace, buddy. Take it easy. No, I hear you. And I just think it's more of that realistic approach. Like, hey, we kind of know what they are. We know who they are. And, it's okay to not be a title contender just yet. Let's go to Avi. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Avi.
Hey, what's going on? Good show today. How are you doing?
How you been, buddy?
Good. All right, so I told your call screener that Flacco is the answer, and he asked me if I watch any of the preseason games, and I have to admit I did not. I did not watch any preseason. But he has a track record. Jalen Hurts doesn't. Flacco won a Super Bowl. He's been in the playoffs a bunch of times. You got to make him the starter. My question to you is this going to end with 25th Amendment or impeachment? Biden's a disaster.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, you want to go that route? Listen, I'm distressed too. Whatever. All right, let me take a break, and we'll get Brad up here. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. You just know that we have a dump button. So it's kind of stupid to do that, but whatever. Brad's coming up next. Your picks. Thanks for hanging. Cuz's Corner right here. Parx Sportsbook and Casino.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Natalie Eganoff. Join me on the home team with the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. You can join me now and bet on baseball, golf, MMA, preseason football, and more. There's live in-game play-by-play betting. New customers can sign up right now and get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Your risk-free bet refunded in site credit. Just download the app or click parxcasino.com/PA and use promo code Natalie. You can follow me on Twitter at Parx Sportsbook.
Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Golf season is in full swing, and the Parx Casino Sportsbook app has you covered. Betting on golf is fun. Bet on outright winners. Bet on match winners. Bet on individual golfers' daily performance. Live hole-by-hole betting. The Parx Sportsbook app has a great offer to bet on golf for new customers. Download the app and make your first bet on golf risk-free up to $500. Click parxcasino.com/PA and promo code GREEN. Your risk-free bet refunded in site credit. Website has all terms and conditions. Must be 21 in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Who have we all had a little trouble social distancing from? Here's a clue. About 6 feet tall, has handles, and is cold inside. That's right, our refrigerators and our waistlines have suffered. However, Skechers would like to help you get back on track with our incredible Go Walk footwear, because once you put on Skechers Go Walks, they're so comfortable you'll be inspired to get out there and start walking. Skechers is a comfort technology company, and Go Walks are fully loaded with all the comfort and performance innovations you need. They're incredibly lightweight and breathable with features like air-cooled Goga Mat insoles and bouncy foam bottoms for extra cushioning. And Go Walk footwear come in all the fits you love, like stretch fit, wide fit, relaxed fit, and arch fit with podiatrist-certified arch support. Plus, you'll look great with so many stylish options to choose from, including easy slip-ons and comfy lace-ups. And they're even machine washable. It's time you distance yourself from that fridge. Get out there and start Go Walking. Find the #1 walking footwear in the world, Skechers Go Walk, for men and women at Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Men, it's summertime. And if you're like many men today, you have been cooped up, maybe put on a few pounds, and probably haven't been getting the exercise you need. But if you're feeling sluggish and just don't have that youthful energy anymore, you very well may have low testosterone. Low T causes many issues: reduced libido, low energy, bad sleep patterns, problems with muscle gain, and more. If this is you, it's probably time to get treated for low T. This is Dr. Avidan Appel from Iron Mountain Men's Health. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, we treat men every day for low T. We see them put on muscle, add to their energy, improve their sex lives, get better sleep, and just feel better. You will see positive results in just a few weeks. So make your appointment today with me, Dr. Avidan Appel, and see if testosterone therapy can change your life. Visit us online at ironmountainmenshealth.com. That's ironmountainmenshealth.com. Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health.
Make this the summer of Ram, with the only truck brand to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years in a row. Head into your Ram dealer for a great deal today. Right now, finance and get $5,550 in total values on the 2021 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. Total values include combined cash allowance and 2300 Bighorn Level 2 package value. Package value based on combined value of individual package items. Financing for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 8/31/2021.
This is Bob Cooney from the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. And let me tell you about our friends at American Express Business. American Express Business offers a line of cards packed with features and benefits, like membership rewards points, flexible payment options, employee cards, and much, much more to help you take your business further. Because with needs like yours, you need a card designed for business. Built for business by American Express. Don't do business without it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business cards.
Staples Connect has everything for back to school at amazing prices. Right now, Staples comp books, 2-pocket poly folders, 24-pack Crayola crayons, and 8-pack Pep Rally No. 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school, they'll be first day of school pop quiz ready.
It's showtime.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back to school today and get more than ready for school with amazing prices for everything on your list. Ends 9/18, limit 30, prices may vary online.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We can help you get started. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX and an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $34.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money?
A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
Of all the things you do to protect your health, none is more important than staying on your medication. And here's a little encouragement. At CVS, you can earn up to 50 extra bucks rewards each year just for filling your prescriptions. That's healthier, made easier. Visit your local CVS to sign up and start earning now. Terms and conditions apply. Not available in all states. See cvs.com/RX rewards or the pharmacy for details.
The Labor Day savings inside the Home Depot means something different once you're back out there doing. For example, in here, it's a wide selection of top-rated appliances. But out there, it's your home running like a well-oiled machine. Order in-store, online, or in the Home Depot app and get free delivery and flexible installation. So you save money and time. Right now, you can save big on a new LG wash tower at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid through September 15th, 2021. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details.
Brian Westbrook plays on one station in Philly, 97.5, The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. It's Cuz's Corner, hanging out. Get ready for the start of college football, and it's a good football kind of day to kind of get our minds off of things. And joining us, looking forward to it. We'll have you covered all the time. The big brain on Brad Feinberg on the Comcast Business Hotline. Bradley.
What's going on, my friend? How are you today?
I think great, man. We got college football, my man.
I love college. I love all this stuff. I'm just happy football's back. It's a little bit after the NBA playoffs ends. You get a little bit of that zone where it's just, baseball. Not that baseball isn't fun, but football is my favorite.
Well, after a while, you want to get a little nuts, don't you, Brad? You get a little crazy.
100%. But we're right there, so I'm excited about it. That should be some good stuff. By the way, college football game I will give you guys. It is going.
Wait! Don't say nothing. We're going to get to it. I don't want to jump the gun. We're going to go through it all. But as we, I need to do drum rolls and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just can't go willy-nilly giving away the stuff. You know what I'm saying, buddy?
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right,
let's start off with baseball because we got to start with baseball.
Yeah.
And what you're looking at.
Well, baseball, actually, there is some stuff that I actually think it's pretty good tonight, Anthony. I'll give you 3 plays I put in, which you can do on Parx, which I think have value. First, I'm going to do a couple props, and I really like these. In the Dodger-Padre game, we have Yu Darvish going against Max Scherzer. Now, this one's amazing, Anthony. Max Scherzer over under 6.5 strikeouts. Hear me on this. His last 17 starts, he's gone over 6.5 strikeouts 15 times. And by the way, one of the times he didn't go over, he had 6 strikeouts after 3 1/3 innings in that rain delay against Philadelphia, where he easily would have gone over. So you're basically looking at a guy who's gone over 16 of his last 17 times. You can't do any better than that. I mean, that's just.
And I don't know why is it so low. I'm confused.
It shouldn't be again, but I'm not. Listen, I don't reject gifts like that.
I know you're playing the Padres, but
playing the Padres. But no, Anthony. Again, these are the bets that are far better than betting. Who do you like in the Eagles-Falcons game? I mean, these are the bets that are infinitely better. Over 6.5. Again, it's been 16 of its been at 16 of its last 17. Tremendous bet. And I also do like Yu Darvish over 5.5. Now, again, coming off an injury, it's his third start back though. Now he did have 12 strikeouts 2 games ago. He's gone over 5.5 strikeouts 15 of his 23 games. Anthony, even against a tough team like Los Angeles. I like that. Again, I prefer the Scherzer one, but I still think Darvish is a good bet as well, over 5.5 strikeouts. I really do.
I do. Listen, I think you're dead right about that. What do you make of the news?
Those numbers are just too low. I mean, the Scherzer one's probably a strikeout and a half too low, and the Darvish one I think is about a strikeout too low. And I'll give you 2 other games I like, Anthony, as well. Let's look under 9. This has been a guy who's actually been good for me recently. I've been betting him a lot. Jamison Talion. He's been tremendous for me. I took under 9 against him versus James Kaprelian. Now, Jamison Talion, Anthony, had a slow start to the year for Pittsburgh. When he was for the Yankees coming over from Pittsburgh. But boy, has he really pitched well his last 9 starts. Only given up 12 runs his last 54 innings, for an ERA of 2.00 his last 9 starts. And James Kaprelian, who was actually a former Yankees top prospect, had some arm injuries. This is his rookie season. Boy, has he been tremendous, Anthony. 16 starts, and in 14 of them, he's allowed 3 runs or less. This guy has been so consistent. I love taking consistent guys when I'm looking at taking under. Both these guys pitching at the top of their games. I like under 9 runs here, especially for playing the good pitchers park also in Oakland. Really like under 9 runs. And I'll give you one more. Anthony, Carlos Carrasco on the New York Mets. What an absolute...
Oh, they're horrible. Mess. I got to tell you, I love watching the Mets demise.
Well, and by the way, credit to you. You mentioned it many times on our shows how you thought the Mets were ripe for failure, and you were certainly correct. Carlos Carrasco, coming off an injury all year, this month in August, Anthony, in his 4 starts, he's only pitched 12 innings, but given up 20 hits for 10.95 ERA. Alex Wood has had a really nice year. In 14 of his 22 starts, he's allowed 2 runs or less, 10-4 for the season. And Anthony, listen, this line is only minus 115 with the Giants. The Giants are 17-5 in August. They have the best record in the major leagues. The Mets are been atrocious. They're 5-17 in August, just not playing well. Basically a pick'em line. Look, I'll take San Francisco here. I just think that they win this game more, and they don't. I like the way everything is going for this team, and I have no choice but to play it.
Yeah, I do. I think you're dead right. I love them. The Mets are just
they're horrible.
See, that's one of the things you got to look at, right? Like look at the streak the Orioles went on. That losing streak. Oh my! Epic.
We've talked about the Cubs many times too, Anthony.
That's how you can make some money.
Baseball is a sport where these teams become. By the way, it doesn't ever happen usually, Anthony. Not usually, although Arizona went through a crazy stretch in the first half of the year. But during the last 40 games or so, 50 games of the season, Anthony, what we see a lot of times is teams really do wave that white flag and surrender, and they play guys from the minor leagues that either trying to see if a prospect is good, or they're just playing out the season. They traded away some of their guys. They're just playing out the string, and you see them lose game after game after game. And sometimes it just isn't priced into the number enough, and you can get some real advantages.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, my brother. I do. I think it's a big thing. What do you? I like one thing off the Phillies tonight. I like the over a lot. I know Reese is out, right? But dude, the ball's flying out. Right, the weather, and then you got the gas can, who pitched all right, but that's not going to last.
I'm with you on this. The total is 9. Look, it's interesting. Zach Gallen is a guy who I really did like last year, and he pitched really, really well last year. This year, for whatever reason, again, this is the way baseball is, he just hasn't pitched nearly as well this year. His ERA is, closer to 4.6. He did pitch well his last game out in Coors Field. He pitched a 7-inning shutout. But for the most part, Gallen has really not had a great season this year. He's really, struggled a lot more than he did last year when he was really terrific. But he is probably Diamondbacks, probably their best pitcher. But Matt Moore, look, he's just a guy that I think is eminently hittable. Look, Phillies need to win. Phillies need to sweep this series. Forget winning this game. They need to sweep this series. The way the Braves have been playing, the way the Phillies need to get on the track, and I think they will have more success, I'm not saying much, than they had last time against Arizona getting swept. And I do think this is a good spot for the rerun scored. I think both teams can have some success.
Yeah, good. I'm with you. All right. Now let's turn our attention to football. Anything, let's start off preseason-wise, because it will stay in the preseason before we move on. Anything tomorrow night? You do your homework. Where you at?
See, a lot of these things, Anthony, and again, like these, and I said it before, and I'm going to keep saying because I want everyone to listen. You really, if you like, I have a big ticket on Seattle Pick'em against the Chargers. The Chargers announced they're not playing any of their players, and Seattle said they're going to play, some of their starters in the first half, and that line went from Pick'em to laying 5.5. You can get bets like that. You just have to be quick on the draw, and they really are out there. Now, I will say there's a game I do have an opinion, Anthony, on Atlanta. I bet Atlanta +6. It's still actually +7. It's still 5.5, but I still do like it because Cleveland, look, I know Cleveland's 2-0 in the preseason, but I'm not expecting them to play any of their players, okay? And granted, maybe they just have better backups than most. I'm not saying they don't. But according to head coach Arthur Smith, I've read, he's expecting, quote-unquote, more or less everybody to play in this one. So, I have an Atlanta team at home when they're going to probably play all their players, at least somewhat so, against a Cleveland team that's really not going to play many of their guys at all. You want to give me 5.5 points at home? I'm going to take that because, again, I don't know. That's just a lot of points in these preseason games. It's too many points in my opinion. Another game I'm potentially looking at, Anthony, Cincinnati. I read that they may play Joe Burrow, and they're expecting to maybe give him and some of the first stringers some action against Miami. Because of that, I think that, again, if I'm getting more of their starters versus the reserves of Miami, they're laying, I believe, 1.5 right now on the Parx website. I think Cincinnati has a chance. And then look, talking about the local team here, Philadelphia, Anthony. According to what I've read, Coach Saleh has said for the Jets, they're going to be playing their starters in the first half, and I fully expect that. Now, Coach Sirianni, I've not heard anything what he's really committing to do. I'm hearing it go either way, and what he's saying in terms of how much, who plays, how much they do play. Right now, the line's 5.5 on the Parx website, and a lot for me will just depend on information on what Sirianni eventually decides to do and how much to play the starters, because the Jets have announced they are going to play their starters in the first half.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. It feels like I think Nick wants to be more of a mystery kind of going into it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Usually for the preseason, right? Like that's usually the time the coaches are most open or whatnot, and you can actually get answers because what do they have to lose by saying something? But yeah, he's definitely, you're right. He's played it a little bit close to the vest, no doubt about it right now. But I will say from the Jets' point of view, Zach Wilson has looked very good. From them, he started off a little slow in one of the practices, but played great and especially really well last week. So it'll be an interesting challenge.
I want to see Zach. I need to see him, brother, when the missiles are flying. I need to see that, buddy.
I'm with you. Look, I'm sure everyone wants to see that. Yeah. It's interesting. I heard he ran, Anthony, from one of my sources told me he ran a 4.5 40 in their camp, which is pretty impressive. Pretty good athlete. I'll say that. I didn't know he was that fast. That's running back speed. So I thought that was interesting. But we'll see.
Listen, he's got a really good arm. That's for sure. He's got a
but as you said, it's a different. When the lights are on, as you said, and it's certainly a different story or whatnot. We'll have to see what kind of success he does or doesn't have.
Yeah, that's. I'm a little dubious when it comes to that. That's it.
It's fair.
All right. You know what I mean? Just when it comes to that sort of thing, I want to see really what he's got when it comes to that. But we'll see. It's going to be that piece of it should be fun. All these young quarterbacks. These quarterbacks. Are you targeting any of these quarterbacks now? Charting kind of, whether to go an early go against, kind of sizing them all up.
Well, look, obviously I am looking in the preseason, and for example, I will say this one bet that I was going to have, and actually did have a bet on Jacksonville -2.5 against Houston. And now I will say this again, would you rather be consistent or would you rather be right? And watching Jacksonville, how they've played so far in the beginning of their season, I have not been impressed. So I actually I took a Texans +3.5 ticket and give myself a nice middle of lands on 3, but I have not been impressed watching the way Jacksonville has looked so far. I just have not, I've been a horrible beginning for that team. They just lost Travis Etienne on top of that. But of course, I'm always looking to monitor the preseason for sure. It is. But again, injuries, look, this is the NFL, and that's when we talk about doing our prop bets, right? We always look to take the unders because this is the NFL. And by the way, you can still, I just did this. You could bet James Robinson over 650 yards. I mean, I usually don't like taking overs, but without Travis Etienne, wow.
Wow, that's a great bet. James Robinson. Oh, it's a tremendous bet.
Tremendous bet. Yeah, tremendous.
Oh, listen, everybody. Remember, you can grab that 650 yards. You got to be kidding me.
650.5. Yeah. These are the bets.
Wow.
Again, it's not easy to beat. The straight games are harder to beat. But when you're doing bets like this, Anthony, it's hard for Parx to monitor every single thing that's happening all the time because they're doing baseball, soccer, basketball, hockey, every sport known to mankind. Motor racing or whatnot. Okay, boxing, everything you name it. WNBA, Premier League. So when you get something like that, when they hear that Travis Etienne is out, it's really not changing. They're like, okay, he's not the quarterback. How's that really changing the line? But when you go to the props, you're like, secondary thinking. Well, it may not affect. What it does affect is James Robinson. Oh, James Robinson's over under 650.5. Wow, without Travis Etienne there, over under should probably be closer to 900, 950, maybe even 1,000. Yeah. I mean, it's a tremendous bet.
Hey, I need to say one thing because I know people are asking about your podcast. You can follow Brad at Brad's Best.
Brad's Best Bets. At Brad's Best Bets. We have the Pizza Bagel Bets podcast. Which is
up again beginning next week. There was a little snafu, so that'll be up, and you can follow Parx Sportsbook at Parx Sportsbook, and you can get all kinds of stuff like that, game previews. The podcast that Brad does, everything else. So check all that out. All right, let's look at some college football, and then we'll go back to the NFL. But I'm geeked up over some college football, and it all starts on Saturday, 1 o'clock, Nebraska and Illinois. First off, for people thinking about college football, and I know it's a lot of a cult following here because we're a big NFL town. Do you have any rules for people who bet college football and especially those are newcomers and what they should do and power rankings and that sort of thing?
Well, it's interesting. In my opinion, I actually think college football, Anthony, is a sport where you have a chance, in my opinion, to have more of an edge because I would actually say, in my opinion, the people who I know who do have the best success, Anthony, they focus in on one conference, specifically one conference, and they watch every single game and immerse themselves in that conference. Because again, when the sportsbook's having to make a line for 50 college football games a week, right? They have to do it for every single line, for every game. But when you're focusing in on one conference, your power ratings can easily be better than the sportsbook. So I would say, and especially if it's like a conference like a lesser one, let's say like the MAC or something like that. To me, that is where you can actually get significant edge because it's hard to make every line right for every single one of these college games. And if you can really specialize and focus on a limited scope and not have to do every single conference. I know it's fun to bet every game. Trust me, I get that. But if you really are trying to win in this and really sharpen your game, I would say try to focus in on one conference as much as you can and really learn that conference, immerse yourself and be an expert in it, and you'll find tons of value in a lot of games.
Wow, that's interesting. Immerse yourself in one conference. I like that. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about power rankings? How do you usually do your own power rankings?
Well, look, what I do is I save mine from year to year, Anthony, and what I do is I look at I look at the players coming in, and how many players are left, and the continuity of the team, and then look and then also like you have to look at everything about it, like how's the other players' teams are schedule in terms of strength of schedule. If you're looking into a future, like in terms of how many season wins the team's going to have, well, it can't just be their power rating, right? You got to look at how their opponent's schedule is. You may get an easy schedule, you may draw a hard schedule. So if you like an over, if you get an easy schedule, obviously it lends itself to taking that over more easily. But if they have a tough schedule, even if you like the team and have them power rated high, it may be harder. So in terms of when I do that, it encompasses a lot of different things. But yeah, in terms of overall power rating, I'm looking at what they did last year, who they added, who they lost, and if anything happened anything of note, of big things I noticed in the off season.
Interesting. All right. So how do you see the first Saturday? There are 5 games that we get on Saturday. Actually, 6 games on Saturday. Nebraska, Illinois.
Yeah, look, This is a game, Anthony. I did bet this game. Let me see the number I got here. I bet under 55.5 in this game. For Illinois, look, Brandon Peters is ex-Michigan guy. Steady, but I think he's very kind of and mediocre. And I don't think this team has a ton of great wide receivers. Decent tight ends, but this is a team, I think, on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think it's going to have like a ton of success, at least in my opinion. And it's interesting from the Nebraska side, Adrian Martinez, I mean, he's been an interesting guy.
It's been there
really,
forever.
It seems like he's a 12th year senior, right?
I know, man. That's so funny. I'm thinking he's still
I was
there.
thinking the same thing. I'm like, I couldn't believe. I'm like, when's this guy going to be done? But and look, Luke McCaffrey played some last year because Martinez struggled that badly, but McCaffrey transferred. So he had a great freshman year, Anthony, but he's really struggled since then. And look, again, like to me, I just, this is a big year for Coach Frost or whatnot, but I just think this total was a little bit too high because I don't love the quarterback play from either side here. I thought this total should be closer to 52, and it was 55.5. So I did bet under 55.5 in the Nebraska-Illinois game.
Interesting. All right. How about, it's funny because I looked at UCLA, Hawaii, and I know UCLA is returning a lot of guys, Chip. Hawaii's sneaky good, and I'm looking at the total, 68. That seems kind of low to me.
Well, Anthony, actually, I bet under 70.5 on that one.
Okay.
But it has been. But again, but it's just, let me explain something. You can under 70.5 and like over 67 if you think the line should be 68.5, right? Like it really.
Why'd you like the under? And curious why you're on the under in that game. It just. And again, this is his first loss. Looking at it,
I just do. I make numbers for like each game, like, and I had that number at 67.5. So like basically right now I would have it at a no play, right? But it was 7. I got it at 70.5. Look, Dorian Thompson-Robinson for UCLA is an interesting guy. There's been certain times when I've watched him play, he's been absolutely outstanding, and then other times I watched him, he just looks totally lost. And look, one of the things I like about Hawaii, they actually have a good secondary, and they have a cornerback named Cortez Davis, who is one of the better cornerbacks in college football. So I think that's like a good thing for them. Now UCLA did lose Felton, who was a good running back for them last year. So look, to me, this should be a better year for Chip. This is interesting. This line actually opened, Anthony, at 8 points, and it got bet all the way up.
Wow,
it was a bad line. It was a bad line. I wish I had gotten into the party, but I didn't. Look, Hawaii's usually always good offensively for sure, but they're facing, even though UCLA is not a quote-unquote powerhouse defensively, they are facing a team in the Pac-12 that is not, a team like they normally face or whatnot. Look, again, I thought the total should just be slightly lower. I bet under 70.5. I do expect UCLA to win it. But I'm not anxious to lay at the number 17.5 points. I think it's certainly been, bet way up to a price where it should be. And again, I think it's pretty close to the right number right now.
All right, let's keep going because when we look at some of the other college games next Thursday, because we're going to be off for the week. Next Thursday into Saturday, what kind of games are you looking at?
Well, I will tell you one game which I'm going to tell you the line is going to move, and I'm telling you this. I expect this line to move anywhere from 3 to 6 points, which is a pretty significant move. And I think the day of the game, Anthony, it's LSU going against who does LSU play in the first? UCLA. I think it's LSU against UCLA, and the total in that game is 69.5. This line is going to move. This line is clearly going to move. Right now it's 69.5 on the Parx website. I'm telling you, now this game is not being played until 9/4 is the day of the game. If you want to make a good bet where the line, I'm just telling you right now, you will get significant value taking under 69.5. There's going to be a lot of sharp money on that play. I spoke to people I work with, and when they made their numbers, they had this one being like low 60s, 63-ish, okay? So at 69.5, there's a lot of value in taking that right now. So again, I expect that number to crash down. And if you wanted to get something that's a really good play, potentially even get a good middle, because I think if you can get under 69.5 and come game time, I wouldn't be surprised you can get over 63 or something like that. Maybe give yourself a 6-point middle.
Wow,
that's going to move.
I like your verb, crashing down.
Yeah, that line is going to come down, and again, it's 69.5 right now, and it's definitely going to go. Again, it's definitely going to go lower. And again, when you can get plays like that and get potentially really nice middles or whatnot, it's a really important thing. And again, I get good information from people too. It's not always just me. One thing I always say, you get good information from people who do this professionally as well. I'm 99 out of 100 times the information I get is correct. So I expect this to move. I expect this line to move significantly lower from what is current number right now.
All right. I kind of like that. And if I tell you, and I know, listen, we talk about Penn State a lot. They have a big first game. What's your outlook on PSU?
Well, I think Penn State is going to be like significantly improved this year, but they actually do have I think they had a tough schedule. I mean, they actually, I thought their schedule was somewhat daunting. Now, I do think, look, last year it was just a horrible year. Okay, but look, I actually think that Clifford. I think Clifford has it in him to be pretty good. I really do. I know, again, last year was just a disappointing year. I think Jahan Dotson is a solid receiver, and I actually think Parker Washington's also another guy who can be good as well. This is a team, Anthony. Again, I expect Penn State to be severely improved. In terms of like what they did last year versus this year, Penn State I think will be one of the 5 or 6 most improved teams in all of college football. I do believe that. But again, I actually do think that their schedule is pretty hard. And because of that, I don't know if they have in them to be potentially like a playoff team. I think that may be a little bit hard, but I do think that this is a team that actually is going to be very much improved.
I like it. All right. Bradley, great stuff. We'll check out. We're looking for your podcast, everything else, and then it'll be on. So check out Cuz's Corner, not next week, the week after, when we look at the NFL card. It'll be the opener. There'll be a lot of fun. So we're just going to heat up. All right?
I appreciate it, buddy. Good luck to everyone out there. And I always like talking to Anthony. Stay safe.
You too, buddy. There he is, Brad Feinberg, betting analyst here at the fabulous Parx Casino and Sportsbook. I got to do a little special here because my man Brian and his little man are ready. They're pumped up for some football.
Yeah, cuz. Yo.
Let me hear it.
Anthony. Go ahead, Anthony. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Say it, Anthony. Go ahead, bud. Don't get shy.
I love
saying it all down 95 when we were passing the stadiums.
That's great. That's all right.
Now he wants to make sports sound.
It's all right. Listen, give him a hug from my namesake. All right, Uncle Ann, give him a hug. Thanks, buddy.
Uncle Cuz.
See you, buddy. Go Eagles. Go Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S. All right, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget, keep it right here. My main man, the great Devon Givens, coming up next. Thanks for hanging, everybody. We love you. We'll see you later.
97.5, The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Natalie Eganoff. Join me on the home team with the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. You can join me now and bet on baseball, golf, MMA, preseason football, and more. There's live in-game play-by-play bet.